A successful actor understands that they are a company with a product and service to sell, both figuratively and literally. Literally in the sense that just like a company, they get to decide what industries and marketplaces they want to work in. So do they want to do film or theater or audiobooks? And do they want to do it in the marketplaces of New York, LA, Chicago, or Washington, D.C., for instance? Also, like a company, they want to keep their old customers coming back and are always on the search for new customers. Also, like a company, they want to grow their business every year by having a larger market share in a certain industry like theater or film. But they also realize that they have competition. There are other actors out there trying to do the exact same thing, and the best way for them to continue to grow their business is to always come out with a newer, better version of what they have to offer to sell, right? So that the product and service they have for this year is a little bit better than the one they had last year. Now, figuratively, an actor is just like a company in that they are all the employees of that company. They're the secretary and the marketing director. They're the head of accounting and the mailroom clerk, the head of advertising. But the most important job that an actor has in the sense of running a company is being the CEO, all right? The Chief Executive Officer. So what I wanted to talk about today is the parallel between being a CEO of a company in the business world and how that is pretty much the same to being the CEO of your acting career. Because really a CEO has 4 main jobs. And if you can learn to approach your career as the CEO and try to master those 4 main jobs, you stand a really good chance of making smart decisions in your career and good investments in your company that'll pay off with continued success. So, let's get started. Okay, so before I make the plunge and talk about each one of these 4 jobs, understand that there's no hierarchy here. The first job I'm going to talk about is not any more important than the last job. They're all important, okay? So, the first big job that the CEO has is to act as the cheerleader for the company. After all, they are the face of the company, right? When we think of Apple computers, we think of Steve Jobs. When we think of Microsoft, we think of Bill Gates, and so on. And they're out there every day talking about their company and why it's so great. In the business world, they say that the CEO works tirelessly every day to push their company's solutions to satisfy the marketplace's problems, right? So what does that mean for an actor acting as a CEO? Well, let me give you an example. If I'm a director and I'm casting Hamlet, I have a problem. My problem is I need to find the right actors to fit these roles in the play, right? That's my problem, and I, as the director, represent the marketplace. You, the actor, as the CEO, want to push your solution to say, I'm the right actor for this particular role. Now, how do you do that? Well, you have to realize that your solution has to come in the form of a very succinct description of what it is you can offer me, right? Today we use the term personal branding, right? What is your type? What is your essence, is what I call it. So are you the sexy leading man? Are you the innocent ingenue? Are you the dangerous character actor? That's taking what you will have to offer and putting it out there as a solution. The way you do that, of course, is by choosing a photograph for your headshot that reflects that, putting the right information on your resume that tells me that's the kind of solution you can offer, right, to be my dangerous character actor if I need one. It also comes with the information you might send in a cover letter or any other kind of marketing materials you put out there. It goes through ongoing advertising, letting me know, every month or every couple of months you're out there, you're working, setting up the solution that here is a professional actor who can satisfy, your particular problem, right? That's what a CEO does day in and day out, and that's what a smart actor does as well. They package themselves in a certain way. They choose the right advertising materials with the right information and then they put it out there, and in effect they're saying to the marketplace, I'm the solution for your problem. The second big job that a CEO has is they have the final call on where the company is going to invest its freed up money or capital into developing a better version of the product and service they have, and developing new products and services to offer their consumers, right? Every year Apple Computer comes out with a slightly better version of their desktop computer than they had the year before. But at some point in the past, they said, hey, let's make some kind of MP3 player where you can put all of your music on some little tiny thing and carry it around. And so the iPod was born, right? It's the same idea. As an actor, you need to be constantly thinking about investing in making a better version of you every single year. For instance, if you are really interested in doing classical theater, but you know that your stage combat skills aren't very good, you would be investing, say, in getting your certification as an actor combatant, so you would take that class. Or if you want to do more musical theater, but your dancing isn't very strong, you would start taking dance class as a way of investing in creating a better version of you down the line that will hopefully be returned to you through more jobs at better venues that have better pay. All right? Now, a company traditionally invests about 5% of their profits back into research and development. So if you're an actor making $25,000 a year, at 5%, that's $1,250. So $1,250 a year would be spent investing in classes, dance or voice lessons, and so on, as a way to constantly be improving. Because if you don't do that, if you're not willing to make that kind of improvement, there are actors out there who are willing to make that kind of improvement. And they'll take the actor combatant classes, or they'll take the dance classes, and they'll end up being better than you. And so it'll show in the audition. And over time, your skills will become old, right? They will not grow at the same pace as your competitors will. Right? So it's all about being the smart CEO and saying, this is where the company should be heading, and this is how we're going to invest in our future. So a CEO's third job is to think with a global perspective about where their company could expand to and sell their products and services. For example, if you had a restaurant in Baltimore, Maryland, and it was doing really well, you might want to open a branch of that in Washington, D.C. or in Philadelphia, right? Now, obviously, an actor can't be in two places at once. So it's really about picking the right marketplace and the right market that you want to work in. It all depends on what your career goals are. But you should be willing to assess what is the marketplace like where you're at. If you're based in Kansas City or Chicago or Dallas or Portland, are those markets working for you? Are you getting enough work there? Or is it time to start branching off and looking for larger markets, perhaps? LA, New York, Washington, D.C., right? Only you will know, because you'll have to take a look at what is it you want to do with your career, what does your company want to do with its product and service. But you should be willing, if you're really serious about growing your company, to say, all right, it's time for us to relocate. It's time for me to go to that city or that marketplace and do that kind of work, because that's where my company is headed, and that marketplace, that city, holds the best possibilities for growing my business. So the fourth and final job that a CEO has is to help recruit and then work with a board of directors. This board is made up of people from a variety of walks of life, other people perhaps from like businesses that the company's in, or people who have shown themselves to be leaders in their own particular areas of expertise. Once the board is assembled, they use their own connections to bring in outside companies or people to help work with the CEO to grow that company. They also help strategize with the CEO about products and services or where the company should be headed. And ultimately, they hold the CEO accountable. Every so often, you'll read about a board of directors that fires a CEO that's not doing their job. So how does that translate to you as an actor? I think it would be better if you think, instead of a board of directors, think of a board of mentors. People that you have gotten to know who you want to start asking advice from on a regular basis and working with. People who inspire you, who give you ideas, who give you perspective. All right? Obviously, you want some people from the biz on your personal board of mentors. But also you might have, say, someone who's a successful entrepreneur, someone who runs their own business, maybe a restaurant or a shop, to give you an idea about what it's like to be successful in their business, and you might be able to get ideas from them. You might have a lawyer, someone in marketing or advertising, or maybe just a wise old soul, somebody that you know who's been around the block a few times that can help give you perspective on your life and where it's going. The point is that you want to have these people available on a regular basis, that you can contact them via email or the phone or in person, and you can help work, they'll help work with you to give your ideas as the CEO clarity and help you stay focused on the big goals that you want to achieve in your career. So there you have it, the 4 big jobs of a chief executive officer. So as the CEO of your company, remember your 4 big jobs. The first being to constantly be defining what your solutions are and then putting them out there and saying, this will solve your problem in the industry. Second, of course, is decide where do you want to take your career, and then be willing to invest in the research and development so that every year you can bring out a newer and better version of you. The third big job, of course, is to think globally. Look at the market and the marketplace you're working in and decide, am I comfortable here, or is it time to expand and go into another marketplace or a different market? And then finally, to build that board of directors, that board of mentors that can help advise and inspire and focus and hopefully give you perspective on your career and your life. It's a lot of work, but I think a successful actor really does think like a CEO and makes those big decisions, and it's reflected in their level of success, ongoing success in their career. So, it's time to get busy, boss.